Hello Wastelanders and welcome to CVA Mod Showcase and Walkthrough. In this video we're going to take a look at the mod Custom Vanilla Assets, or CVA. I'm on PS4. Here I'm going to load my workshop menu just this one time and leave it unedited in the video so you see how long it takes for me to open my workshop menu with the mods that I'm currently running, which you can find in the description. There you go, it's about 8 seconds. I will edit that out throughout the rest of this video. So to get started in CVA, you're going to find your main CVA toggle, which is in the special menu. You're going to place that down. You see mine lights green because I've already placed that object and toggled it on. But you see it has two states, on and off, 0 and 1. And if you store it or scrap it, it will remain in the state that you last had it in. That's why mine built green. So now we're going to find all the header menus in CVA. There's organics, debris, here's signs, trees, and pipes. And these are all coming from the special tab, where you'll find Mama Murphy's chair and the teleporter, etc. And there are some other main menu toggles kind of scattered about. I'll show you a couple of those here. So we went to Structures Metal, and there's Metal Miscellaneous. Here we're in Decorations Miscellaneous, I believe. You've got effects toggles, billboards, miscellaneous decor. Here's one more through power and then lights, and you can find the lights toggle. There are a few more which I'll be going over in part 2 of this video. It is a very big mod, so there's a lot to cover. I won't scroll and demonstrate every single object in this mod. In general, I'll show you about a third of them. But I just wanted to make this video to show you basically where everything is and how to access it, and then you can explore around on your own. So here what I've done, I've activated all the main menus as you see, and now when I scroll, I'll find the sub-menus, and I can place these toggles, and once I turn those on, then the buildable objects will become available in the same menu space that the sub-toggle was in. Okay, so that header menu came from the special tab, and then that particular debris sub-menu section came from decorations, floor coverings, and then you scroll over and you'll find those sub-menus. Just like that, those water sub-menus. I won't actually go over water in this video, I'll save that for the next video. But there are some really cool water features in this mod, so check back for that. Here are the organics. And again, I won't go through everything in this video. I'm going to place down maybe every other one of these or so. And I'll scroll through a bunch of that stuff so you can see what's in it. And again, right now I'm just placing the sub-menus. And then when I turn all those on, then the same directory that the submenus were in is where the buildable objects will appear once you turn on those toggles. Here are some of the sign toggles. And if you didn't catch it, those are located in decorations, wall decorations, and then signs, as you see there. I like to keep things organized like this. You see I have my main menus at the top and then my sub-menus below. And doing it like this just helps me remember where certain objects are a little bit easier. So of course do it however you like, and I don't always set up everything like this. Sometimes I just set up particular menus that I know have the objects I'm looking for, and then scrap or store them afterwards, but I'm sure you'll find your own techniques. And again, this mod is huge, so right now I'm setting up all the pipes submenus, but I won't go over that until the next video. So right now we're going to take a look at some of the debris. Let's actually get a look at some of the objects this mod has to offer. So I'm toggling on 3 of the debris submenus. Now that I've done so, when I open up workshop mode, I can find the debris buildable objects in the same location that these submenus are from, and that's decorations, floor decorations, and then I'll scroll over just past the toggles, and now buildable items will start to appear. So I'm going to scroll through this stuff pretty fast. I do want you to just get a feel for what's here and then discover the rest of it on your own. And you can obviously slow down or pause the video at any point. You notice how this item doesn't highlight. If you've never experienced a mod that includes what would be collisionless items, any item that doesn't highlight in build mode like that doesn't have its own collision, and they can be tricky to place. So I'm going to demonstrate that quickly here. You can hear I'm trying to place it, it won't let me, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll in my menu to the nearest buildable object that does have a collision. You see I waited until it highlighted so that I could place it, and then I scroll back to this item, and now I can place that thing. And you see I can't highlight it again, so I couldn't move it or scrap it, but if I leave workshop mode, come back in, now I can select that item again, and I can't actually move it, but I can scrap it if I choose. You see I could try and scrap it if I wanted to, but what I'm going to do is demonstrate how you can actually move these things with QwaPA, or if you're on a different platform with your Place Anywhere mod. And I'll leave a link in the description to Wordy Purdy's page. He's got some really good QwaPA walkthroughs, and he demonstrates how to move these objects with the Place Anywhere post. I'm going to demonstrate here how to move them with the tilting tool, this general selector post. So I'll place that in the middle of the object. I'll leave workshop mode. I will drop something from my inventory and select it with QwaPA by pressing square. You see when I hover over this item, I'll say QwaPA select. I'll press square to do that. I'll go to my general selector post and press X. And now that item that's selected will tilt to the target object. As long as I don't move my general selector post, I can continue tilting the selected object as many times as I want. There you go. So if you don't get it quite right the first time, you can adjust your inventory item and try again. Okay. So let's get back to looking at some of this debris. A lot of great stuff here, as you can see. A lot of things that will just kind of put that nice finishing touch on your settlement, make it look a little bit more realistic and lived in and blended in to the all the base environments in the game created by Bethesda. Okay, so that's a selection of the debris menu. As I say, that's about half of it. So go ahead and check out the rest on your own. Now we're going to look at first billboards and then organics. Billboards is just one section. Then you also have an entirely separate section with all the signs. There are, I believe it's 16 submenus of signs plus 2 submenus of movable, interactable signs. And I'll look at some of those in this video. These will just be the billboards that we're looking at now. If you've ever been frustrated placing big items, or even just taking a look at them, I'll demonstrate how to get a better look at those here. So what I'm going to do is look straight up into the sky, I'll move that thing up as far as I can, and then when I look back down, you see it's a lot farther in front of me and I can get a good look at it. And it can also make things easier to place by doing that. So again, what I'll do here is look straight up into the sky, move that object up and out as much as I can, and then when I look back down, you see it'll be in view. You see these billboards, they didn't have collision, so you'd place them the same way that I would have placed that debris earlier. Speaking of debris, we are now onto the organics, in which section there's a lot of nice debris like these twigs. Some items in workshop mode kind of vibrate, as you see that last one did. And I'm pretty sure that what those type of objects are, you can find some of those in this organics menu and then also in debris. And I believe what those are is that if you place them in water like this, then they'll kind of move and sway with the water a little bit. And I think if you look closely, you can kind of see this object doing that here. So again, that's just a nice little kind of detail that you can put in your settlements that this mod offers. It's the little things, you know. We got tons of trees, tree junk. Really love this type of stuff. These vines and creepers. There's a builder that I really like called Tristram Kirk, I believe it is. I'll leave a link in the description. And he utilizes this stuff really well. He's got great kind of like realistic architecture in his builds, and he makes them look really lived in and post-apocalyptic and ancient with all this vines and creepers and overgrowth and stuff like that. Go check them out. So that's a selection of the organics. We're going to take a look now at some of the movable signs. And I will leave some of the other signs for the next video. Like I said, there are a ton of them. These two menus, though, movable signs, there's some really cool stuff, as you see. That'll rotate. I really like this stuff, like this object, which once you place has physics, so you can interact with it, both in and out of the build workshop mode. Right now that one's not working because it's through the floor. The physics are kind of interacting there, but you see how I place this one and it'll tip over. Place this one here. It'll lean against that workshop. I can then run into it both in and out of build mode, and it'll move like that. There's kind of a lot of cool things, and this item will do that. So in this section, there's a lot of stuff like that. And then there are also a selection of these like street signs and these Smokey Bear type signs, which you can kind of like shoot. This one is a personal favorite because when you place it, if you place it right, you can place it and have it remain intact. But then, as you'll see in a moment here, when you when your character goes up and interacts with it, give it a minute. There you go. Tear that thing right apart. So yeah, that's a little bit of the movable signs section. A lot of really cool stuff in there that I didn't show you, so go check it out for yourself. And this video is getting rather long, so I'm going to wrap it up here, but before I do, I'm going to show you appropriately enough the time section of this mod. And these are just a few tools to augment or control the time in the game. So it's freeze time, as you saw. Here's unfreeze time. What you do is you place these one-time use invisible pots. They'll crackle, sparkle and crackle, and then as soon as you walk through it, whatever the intended outcome is will take place. So you can bring the sun. Rising sun is morning, obviously. So when I walk through this crackle, there you go, you get a nice sunrise. The freeze time option that I showed first, I'm pretty sure that'll stop all your survival mechanics from progressing. So that can be handy in workshop mode. Here's bring the night. Bring the light, I think it says. Yeah, so that's another cool little section of this mod. Stay tuned. The next video, I'll highlight some of the kind of coolest parts of this mod, which is there's a lot of cool water features. There are effects, which is really cool. All the different effects from the game, like the poison effect, like the legendary effect, a bunch of fire effects. So come back and check that out. Thanks a lot for watching.